Hey look, it's another tour course, what are the odds? But London Loop is actually the final course in the F tier, so, you know, it's basically the shiniest turd. But I still need to talk about it. Well, let's start off with the fact it's the weakest course in the Rock Cup, which is really unfortunate because the Rock Cup just has some real bangers. And I won't be talking about any of the other tracks for a little while, to say the least. So yeah, anyways, let's just talk... okay, so it looks like London was also having spaghetti. This one's really messy too, and whoa, what are these silly looking plastic trees and bushes? And we got the cursed hologram arrows? Wow, it's like been 5 seconds in and we already have an assortment of misses for this track. So I know I normally like to take a dump on the plain roads and the parks being overused, but I can at least say I like the textures on this road. It looks a little more racetracky compared to the other ones, which just sits right with me. And honestly, I don't think it's actually that different from the other tour courses, but despite the mess of the map, the course itself is actually pretty easy to follow. I mean, by that logic, and you can see it, the track itself is actually wider and has more straightaways. It actually leans into the top speed carts a lot more because of this. But the same issues still arise in this course, which is, it's bland. Like, it's nice they have something like Big Ben and other landmarks that are worth noting, but it's still a lot of buildings. The parks mix it up by having chomps out on chains, and even on the loose eventually too. This really just hits home to is why I dislike tour courses as a whole though. It's the Mario touches that make tracks so interesting. A couple of places would feel novel from around the world, but we didn't need over a dozen. There are other racing games that just let these type of cities really shine better than this Mega Bloks stuff. Even when stuff does look good, it still looks samey. We drive by a river, we see a boat or two, check out the Ferris wheel, and as mentioned before, through a park, and drive on a road. I mean, sure, they all look pleasant, but it also doesn't stick out much for me. Oh look, a phone booth. Ooh, now that's different. Now to be fair, perhaps if I've been to London, it might stand out more. But that then raises the issue I have before. Make the place seem appealing to visit. I've never been there, make me want to go there. Ah well, I can say one thing that's a major W for London Loop, which is the soundtrack. Like seriously, just listen to this for a moment. Like, this sounds like it comes right out of Sonic Colors, specifically Asteroid Coaster. You should listen to it sometime. In fact, I'm going to put it on for a second. And as you can see, both of them are like high energy bangers. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. London really does just barely miss the D tier, and only after playing it for this series specifically did I realize just how boring this course really is as a whole. I was fine with it when it released, but it's still a city. That does wrap up our F tier tracks. Thank goodness. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the new video tomorrow, and maybe even tell me down below what you think so far of this list.